Not heard the news. Paige Bueckers has ended the debate with Rookie of the Year with Sona Citron. She put on a masterclass performance, but what is making headlines and really scratching people's heads and turning people's heads, not Paige Bueckers' actual performance, but the way the opposing teams all season long has been allowing her to score at will. Now, I know y'all finna say, John the Liquidator, why you lying? Why you making all this up? Just give credit where credit is due. And I'm going to give her credit. She's making some incredible shots, but let's be serious. There's no traps being ran on.
You just watched a rookie score 44 points in a professional basketball game. It was a historic record-shattering performance that should have been celebrated for weeks. But instead, it ignited a firestorm of controversy that has fans questioning everything they thought they knew about the sport. What if the most dominant performance of the season wasn't a masterclass, but a perfectly executed lie? What if the WNBA just pulled off a heist in plain sight, and the only thing that was stolen was the integrity of the game itself? This isn't just about one player's incredible night. It's about a potential conspiracy so deep it could shake the league to its core.
My rookie Paige Bueckers, aka Sweet Pea, gave the Sparks 44 last night. Let's get into that footage. She's the only player this year to score over 40 points. You see the behind the back in and out layup. Let's break it down a little slow. Okay, here you see Paige's defender is going to anticipate the pick right here. Pick coming to her right and Paige's left. She's going to jump that pick. Paige sees her jump the pick. She takes the ball with her left, goes behind the back right.
Paige Bueckers, the rookie sensation, went absolutely nuclear against the Los Angeles Sparks, dropping a staggering 44 points on an unbelievable 81% shooting from the field. To put that into perspective, those are numbers that legends of the game might dream of achieving once in their career. She became the first rookie in WNBA history to score over 40 points with that level of jaw-dropping efficiency, breaking Candace Parker's long-standing rookie scoring record in the process. On paper, it was the performance of a lifetime, a clear, undeniable statement that the Rookie of the Year race was officially over. The headlines wrote themselves. But as the highlights began to circulate online, a strange thing happened. The initial wave of awe was quickly replaced by a growing tide of suspicion. The cheers were drowned out by whispers, and those whispers quickly turned into sirens. Fans weren't just watching a player dominate, they were watching a defense completely and utterly disappear, almost as if by design.
Wide open looks, and I got the evidence here to prove it. And at the end of the day, Paige Bueckers is basically being propped upon to replace Caitlin. There's no doubt about it in my mind. This league would rather have Paige be the face of the league over Caitlin any day. I don't have anything personally against Paige. I like her as a player. I like her as a person. But when it comes to conspiracies, I got a job to do, and my job is supposed to fake and it's supposed to real. And the real of the matter is that Paige Bueckers is getting these open looks on.
The evidence is hiding in plain sight, and once you see it, it's impossible to unsee. Let's start with Exhibit A, the three-pointer. Watch the tape in slow motion. Paige gets the ball on the wing, takes a rhythm dribble, and lines up her shot. Now look at her defender. She isn't closing out. She isn't even in a defensive stance. She is literally jogging behind Paige, as if she's late for the team bus. It's not a defensive play, it's a shadow. Paige calmly sets her feet and drains the shot without a hand even entering her zip code, let alone contesting the shot. It's the kind of open look you might get in an empty gym during warm-ups, not in the middle of a professional game.
Eh bien, nous allons parler de quelque chose qui, une fois de plus, est fortement imprégné de l'agenda de la WNBA. Et qu'est-ce que c'est, vous demandez-vous peut-être? Eh bien, c'est l'escalade, l'élévation d'une certaine Paige Bueckers. Oh, elle est meilleure que Caitlin.
But that was just one play. Let's move to Exhibit B, the parting of the Red Sea. On another possession, Paige drives down the lane. But drive is the wrong word. She strolls. The lane is so wide open you could fit a school bus through it, with enough room for the marching band to walk alongside. The primary defender is trailing, but the real smoking gun is the help side defense. The nearest defender takes one lazy step toward the paint, and then she freezes mid-play, her feet cemented to the floor, as if her controller disconnected or she suddenly forgot the rules of basketball. Paige glides in for the easiest 2 points of her professional career. This wasn't just a few bad plays. This was a consistent game-long pattern. Defenders looked like they were actively practicing social distancing, giving her a 6-foot cushion on every single shot. There were no double teams, no traps, no physical bumps to throw her off her rhythm. It looked less like a professional basketball game and more like a carefully choreographed highlight reel, where the opponents were paid extras.
The only player in WNBA history to score 44 points in a single game. Rookie to score 44 in a single game. Now you see her on the block with a Michael Jordan, Kobe type of fadeaway. And one. Quit playing with my youngin' right there. Now you see her on the block. She working her way down to that block. She spinning pivot out the other way. Now she getting a little contact. Okay, the contact is cool. I'm gonna go up and under you. Okay, no, you still got some good defense on me. All right, well, let's just see, can you defend this?
Now, to understand the sheer insanity of what we saw, let's compare it to the Caitlin Clark treatment. From the very first game of the season, Caitlin Clark has been playing basketball in a different universe. The moment she steps past half court, she's met with a level of defensive pressure that borders on harassment. She's face-guarded 30 feet from the basket, relentlessly double-teamed by players who seem determined to physically punish her, and bodied on every single drive to the rim. Entire defensive game plans are built around a single objective: do not let Caitlin Clark beat you. She's fighting through a gauntlet every night, battling traps that would make seasoned veterans crumble. She's playing chess against defenses designed to break her spirit. Meanwhile, in that 44-point game, Paige Bueckers was seemingly playing checkers against opponents who had forgotten how the pieces move. The difference in treatment isn't just noticeable, it's a glaring, undeniable indictment of what's happening in this league.
Last night, Paige Bueckers went absolutely bananas against the Los Angeles Sparks. Now, picture this for just a second. I got back home last night around 12:30, like super late. I pull up my phone just for a little bit to see what's up, and I see this right here. Paige Bueckers with 44 points, 17 for 21 shooting, which is crazy. That's like 80%. 4 rebounds, 3 assists. She went crazy. I also caught this post here from StatMuse where not only did she tie the record for most points ever by a rookie, but she's also the first player in WNBA history to put up 40+ points on 80+% shooting.
This blatant double standard has fueled a massive conspiracy theory that is becoming almost too plausible to ignore: that the WNBA and its teams are intentionally propping up Paige Bueckers as the league's next chosen one. For months, the entire sports world has been dominated by the Caitlin Clark phenomenon. She brought in record-breaking television ratings, sold-out arenas in every city she visited, and an unprecedented level of media attention. But with that kind of organic, explosive fame comes a level of unpredictability the league can't control. Paige, on the other hand, fits a safer, more traditional, and perhaps more corporate-approved narrative. She's incredibly talented, she's polished in front of the cameras, and she doesn't draw the same level of divisive debate that seems to follow Clark. The theory goes that by allowing her to have these unbelievably dominant games with practically zero defensive resistance, the league can manufacture a new star, create a rivalry on its own terms, and regain control of its own story. It's the perfect script to build their next poster girl, even if they have to sacrifice competitive fairness to do it.
Je veux dire, poignardez-moi dans l'œil avec une cuillère, bon sang. Waouh. Donc, c'est un truc en ce moment. Hier soir, Paige Bueckers a marqué 44 points. Et nous allons regarder une vidéo qui décortique et expose une grande partie de cette merde. Laissez-moi vous dire qu'elle expose beaucoup de choses concernant le traitement de faveur dont bénéficie Paige Bueckers sur le terrain. Elle a perdu le match d'hier soir. Et je ne parle même pas d'une vidéo qui expose la situation d'hier soir. C'est juste une vidéo qui expose beaucoup de sifflets spéciaux, de traitements spéciaux qu'elle reçoit, etc.
When you see a pattern this consistent across an entire 48-minute game, you have to wonder if it's more than just a few players having a lazy night. It feels bigger. It feels like an unspoken agreement, a league-wide memo that was sent out before tip-off. Tonight, Paige eats. Everyone else, just make it look good. While a few players on the court seemed to remember their job was to actually play defense, the rest of the team looked like they were participating in an entirely different event. They were simply bystanders to the Paige Bueckers show, standing around with their hands in their pockets as she casually racked up point after point. This wasn't a team having an off night. This was a team that appeared to be actively cooperating in her success. We're no longer watching pure basketball. We're watching a performance where the outcome feels predetermined, and Paige is the guaranteed star of the show.
Have y'all ever heard the saying, comparison is the thief of joy? Because every time I see Paige have a good game now, the only thing I see on social media is Paige is really who we thought you-know-who was. And the you-know-who is referring to Caitlin Clark. Now, the reason this bugs me is, one, is that it diminishes Paige, right? It puts her in this hole that she can only be compared to Caitlin Clark. Whereas her greatness can stand on its own 2 feet, right? As good as she has been since she stepped in the WNBA this season, as a rookie, can stand on its own 2 feet without having to constantly be compared to Caitlin Clark.
And what about the defenders themselves? We're talking about professional athletes, women who have clawed their way to the highest level of their sport. To suggest they would just stand aside is a massive insult to their competitive spirit. Or is it? In a league where careers are short and contracts aren't guaranteed, could there be a subtle pressure from above to play a certain way? To not guard the league's chosen star too aggressively? To ensure the highlight reels are filled with spectacular plays? We may never know for sure, but the visual evidence is damning. It raises an uncomfortable question. Are these players simply incompetent, or are they complicit in a larger league-wide agenda?
If I was Paige, I would be in that locker room lighting people up. Ain't no way I put up 44 points and we still lost by 1. And the reason we lost by 1 is because there was no help side. And then, yo, watched her go to the basket. Oh, that would send me through the roof. That would send me through the... Yeah, she a better team player than I am, because, boy, I will be lighting everybody up. I'll be sitting in the locker room calling everybody out by name, telling you what you didn't do.
The media machine, of course, plays its own role in this drama. Initially, the headlines were exactly what you'd expect. Paige Bueckers' historic 44-point explosion, a rookie for the ages. Commentators drooled over her stat line, acting as if she had single-handedly reinvented the game of basketball. There was almost no mention of the phantom defense or the suspiciously easy shots. It was only after fans on social media started posting side-by-side comparisons of her open looks versus the defensive chaos Caitlin Clark faces that the narrative began to shift. The media was forced to address the controversy, but even then, it was often framed as just bad defense or a defensive collapse, stopping short of suggesting anything more sinister was at play. It's almost as if they were acting as a PR arm for the league, pushing the preferred narrative until the public outcry became too loud to ignore.
Alright, is y'all capping at me? Or did Paige basically score 50? Did Paige just go for 50? Tell me y'all capping. Tell me y'all capping right now. There's no way she went for 50. I know it's 44, but I'm basically saying 50. She was 6 points away from it. She was 6 points away. Bro, she was 6 points away from 50. 44, bro? That's how you feeling, Paige? Just go ahead and hand her the Rookie of the Year trophy already. Let's go ahead and do that, all right? Thank you.
And let's not forget the third member of this rookie class saga, Angel Reese. While the league seems to be setting up a two-woman race between Paige and Caitlin, Angel has been fighting her own uphill battle. She's a massive star in her own right, but she's often been cast as the villain, facing her own share of intense scrutiny and physical play. Her team, like Paige's, was also eliminated from the playoffs. Her journey shows that the league appears to be picking and choosing who gets the protagonist edit. Caitlin is the embattled trailblazer, Paige is being groomed as the polished successor, and Angel is the scrappy underdog who can't catch a break. It's a storyline straight out of a reality TV show, complete with heroes, rivals, and a carefully crafted plot.
All the talk. She heard all the Paiges and Rookie of the Year. Paige can't carry. Paige doesn't. Paige is just consistently losing. And by the way, they lost this game. They did not lose this game because of Paige. Like, again, look, I don't hate the last possession. I don't hate like that like I don't really necessarily hate Paige not going for it. But yeah, it doesn't really matter at this stage. It doesn't really matter. Like, everyone's going to be in my ear being like, oh, you're a Paige hater, you're a Paige hater. I was like, yes, I am a Paige hater. And my reason for being a Paige hater is I think Paige Bueckers can be the best guard.
But here's the ultimate delicious irony that exposes the entire manufactured narrative. For all the open looks, for all the ghost defenders, and for all the media hype surrounding her historic 44 points, Paige's team still lost the game. Let that sink in for a moment. She had one of the most statistically dominant nights in the history of the WNBA, a performance seemingly gift-wrapped for her, and it still wasn't enough to secure a win. You can script the highlights, but you can't always script the final score. This single fact completely undermines the argument that this performance proves her superiority over Caitlin Clark. While Paige was feasting on easy looks and still losing, Caitlin was fighting through a war zone every night and successfully dragged her team into the postseason. The scoreboard doesn't lie.
We're also acting like Caitlin Clark has not been injured for this entire season. right? And to act like and use Paige being successful this season as some sort of demerit to Caitlyn, as if she's not nasty when she's on the court, is just ludicrous, for lack of a better term. It doesn't make any sense. Paige is great in her own right, and she will be and continue to be one of the best players in the WNBA for years to come.
44 points. Paige Bueckers scored 44 points in a single game in her rookie season. She just beat Candace Parker's record, and that's the most points scored by anybody in a single game in the whole season, with an 81% field goal percentage. Are you kidding me? If she's not your rookie of the year, I don't know what you guys are thinking.
Ultimately, what we're witnessing is a potential crisis for the WNBA. The league is at a crossroads. On one hand, it has an unprecedented opportunity for growth, largely thanks to the very player who is being treated like a public enemy on the court. On the other hand, its desperate attempt to control the narrative and manufacture its next star may have backfired spectacularly. Fan trust is a fragile thing. They will forgive bad plays, missed shots, and losing seasons, but they will never forgive feeling like the product they are watching is rigged. This isn't just about one game anymore. It's about the soul of the sport. It's about whether achievements are earned or given.
Unbelievable. Unbe-effing-lievable. Shout out Paige Bueckers for winning Rookie of the Year. Look, I thought Sonia Citron had overtaken her. The only way Sonia Citron even gets back in the conversation is if the Mystics make the playoffs. And had the Mystics beat the Sun, we're in a different conversation here. We're in a very different conversation here. But I'm sorry, awards, Rookie of the Year, MVPs, they're about moments as much as anything. Look, like we all remember Michael Carter-Williams winning a Rookie of the Year because of essentially...
In the end, no one is denying Paige Bueckers' incredible talent. She is a phenomenal player with a killer mid-range game, great court vision, and the potential to be one of the faces of this league for years to come. But the conversation is no longer about her skill. It's about the suspicious circumstances surrounding her biggest moments. The WNBA is playing a dangerous game. It has created a scenario where a generational talent like Paige is now viewed with suspicion, and another generational talent like Caitlyn is being unfairly punished for her own greatness. So as we watch the rest of this season unfold, we have to ask ourselves a fundamental question. Are we watching a real competitive sport, or are we simply watching the next episode of a carefully scripted drama? And more importantly, who is writing the script?